would love to share a story with you that will make us laugh, will make us think, and maybe even cry. But what I really hope is it allows us to take action on perhaps some of our most meaningful goals. I was 25 years old, and in the middle of the night, I was in Canada at the time, the phone rang, and I was dealt the news that one of my closest childhood friends, a guy called Chris, who I'd gone to school with, I played rugby with, I surfed with, I had a million beers with, Chris, at the age of 24 years old, had died. Very tragically, very suddenly, overnight. But there was a hypothetical that popped into my mind, and it changed my life. And it was this. If Chris somehow had the foresight to know that he only had 24 years on the planet, would he have lived the same way? I then, in the middle of the night, sat on the floor next to the phone in Canada, turned that hypothetical on myself, and for the very first time in my life, as a 25-year-old, took a step back and just asked myself the same question. If I died today, would I be happy with the way that I lived? And in this moment of realization that I found very confronting, I wondered how I could prioritize my happiness, just to feel good. And so I fetched a piece of paper and a pen, and I decided to write a list of things that I hoped might make me smile more. And onto this bit of paper suddenly just flooded one thing followed by 2, by 5, by 10, 20 things, 50 things, and suddenly 100 things that had always just sat in the recesses of my mind. And I thought, if I'm serious about trying to prioritize happiness in my life, I'm going to drop everything in my life to pursue this list. I've been going for about 15 and a half years. This journey has turned into something I could never have imagined. I've lived on a deserted island by myself for a week, which was interesting. I lived on the streets of Sydney. I always had wanted to read the weather on national television. Canada invited me. They just said, bring a suit, so I did. Number 98 on my list was to get onto a red carpet. I had never been on one. I don't belong on one. And so, to be really clear, it was crash a red carpet, if I'm honest. And so I Googled red carpet events, and the first one that popped up was the Cannes Film Festival in the south of France. For those who don't know, it's bigger than the Oscars from a media perspective, and it has a huge red carpet. And I thought, that'll do. So I got my credit card out, and I flew to the south of France, and this is what happened. How do I get on the red carpet tomorrow?
You have enough to register.
Would it be laughing at me or impossible?
Right, feel completely out of place, let's go.
Trying to get a ticket. Have you got a ticket?
No. Do you have one for us somewhere?
Everyone here is looking for tickets, really, aren't they? The last couple of minutes, things have taken a turn. We thought we could get right up to the side of the red carpet there, which would have been an excellent platform for me to jump the fence. But, what we see, we're no longer anywhere near it. In fact, no one is.
Russell, it's me, Sebastian! Russell, it's me, Sebastian!
Can't give me any eye contact.
It's just over there. He'll come. He'll come to me. Sorry. Can I touch the carpet? I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm on the carpet. So would you mind taking a photo? I've lost my cameraman. Okay, so, thanks. So I got on the red carpet. I've never been that nervous before. And I remember putting my right foot on there, followed by my left, and I was on this carpet. And in that moment, I felt invincible. I genuinely remember buzzing. I was like, I've never felt that before. I felt like the most successful human in any room all over the planet. And I can hear you laugh. Oh, Kate, it's you. You're not meant to laugh at me. But I agree, I'm not. But if you cast your mind back to the last thing that you did that was important to you as an individual, as a family member, as a friend, as a community member, in the workplace, with, for a client. And then remember how you felt in that moment. You probably felt the same way. You probably felt an immense sense of satisfaction, accomplishment, pride perhaps. And that, I think, is living well. I identified the goal, I told somebody, and I just took a bold step. It's very easy for me to get on stage, by the way, and just talk about this stuff. What I think is really interesting is this idea is, I wonder whether we could do something in the room right now, or somebody could actually take a bold step towards one of their goals. So I looked at some of the goals that were shared with me before this event. I thought it might be fun to just use an example of a goal from Debbie Shelton. So, oh, well, someone just gasped. I'm assuming that's you. Hi, Debbie. Soaring through the skies in a hot air balloon is a dream that fills my heart with excitement and wonder. I can imagine the thrill of gently lifting off the ground, leaving behind the hustle and bustle of everyday life. What an answer, by the way. So I thought, on your behalf, I would have a look into this for you, right? So I don't know how to say this in any other way. I stalked you, but in a nice way. And I think you're from Houston, is that right? Yes, LinkedIn. And so I went to Google, and I think this is just an example for anyone out here. How would we achieve a goal? So I think just baby steps, simplifying the process. I went to Google and I typed in hot air ballooning Houston. I went to the website. Debbie, it's a beautiful website, as you can tell. If you were looking at this, where would you go? The schedule your flight. So I clicked on that, and then it came up with a schedule of possibilities for you to actually go air ballooning in the top right. Are there any dates there that make sense for you, potentially, just to play along? This weekend? How about the 17th? It's just an example, by the way. Everyone relax. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to just buy you that to go hot air balloon riding? But I didn't do it. But I did speak to the team at Alhi, and they said, we'll do it. So guess what? You're going air balloon riding. Just like that. It's incredible. The process is that easy to achieve anything, small and big goals, and I just think it's worth having a look at that. If we're able to integrate passion and purpose into the things that we do personally and professionally, not only do we unlock limitless amounts of motivation and resilience and creativity and resourcefulness, etc., in ourselves, but we unlock those same qualities in the people around us too. We're individuals who have come together because although we are strong as individuals, we are better together. And if we can establish not just our individual goals, but also our collective vision, our shared vision for the future, and then take action, you'll not only be able to navigate the current adversities and challenges that you're feeling, but you'll be able to thrive and unlock limitless possibility.